has now wrapped up its case. What happened today?
Well, Peter, yes, the state has wrapped up its case after 15 days and after calling 18 witnesses. We now know what the key arguments of the state are, that there were screams coming from the home of Oscar Pistorius on the morning that he shot and killed Reeva Steenkamp. Also, crucially, coming through is that Oscar Pistorius' character came under intense scrutiny, where we had some of the state witnesses implying that Oscar Pistorius is trigger happy, that he has no regard for the rule of law, and that he was also abusive. We heard that from the testimony of his ex-girlfriend Samantha Taylor, who spoke about various outbursts. Also, some of the expert witnesses went on to explain how Reeva Steenkamp cowered behind the bathroom door when Oscar Pistorius was shooting at her, and over the past 2 days, crucial evidence relating to the cell phone data, the messages, the WhatsApp messages between the couple, some painting a picture of a couple that was in love and others painting a picture of a relationship that was fractured. But to talk me through now, over the past few weeks, what has been happening inside a court and what all this means is Laurie James. She's a crime analyst. Laurie, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I first want to talk about whether you think the state has convincingly proved its case.
I definitely think that on the murder charge, the state only had to prove the element of intent, and I do think they've done that. Also on the two gun-related charges, specifically the Tasha's restaurant charge, that was fairly solid. The evidence of Fresco and Sam Taylor on the other one, perhaps not as strong as the witnesses in the Tasha's case. And then obviously on the photographs of the safe, the .38 special ammunition was found in his safe. So I think they have definitely got a very strong case, the state.
What do you think are the crucial elements in this case after what we've seen over the past 4 weeks?
Well, obviously the screaming is very important. That goes to the element of intent. Also the fact that there was a torrid relationship between them at times, that's come to the fore. So that may give you some sort of an idea of motive, or perhaps support the rage sort of idea that there was a fight and he retaliated. I think the pathology evidence was very, very important, pointing out that she was shot in the hip first and that she was able to scream and that he continued to fire. And of course, very, very important was Mr. Renz's testimony about his firearm licenses and the tests that he did, showing that he was competent and he knew exactly how to use a firearm and in which situations it was legal.
The defense, in terms of presenting Oscar Pistorius' case, how do you think they've fared?
I think fairly well, especially on the casting of doubt on the police procedures. But as far as the other witnesses, I think they're telling the same story. They've thrown up a lot of questions on very small technical points, but the witnesses are telling the same story, and a basic story, and I don't think they've really made much of a dent into that.
You spoke about police as well, the police bungling. What do you think the impact will be on this particular case, if any at all?
I don't think it's going to be terribly significant in the end. The witness testimony is strong. The police expert testimony was fairly strong. And yes, you know, there were procedural errors made, but this happens in every trial. And our justice system is well equipped to deal with it because they deal with it on a daily basis.
We're hearing now that Oscar Pistorius is likely to take the stand. We're hearing from his lawyers. What risk do you think that presents?
Of course, with the prosecutor, with the skill of Chriselda, that is always a risk. Chriselda is absolutely brilliant on cross, so you know you have to put your client in there and hope he does well on the cross. So it's always a risk.
Right, Laurie James there, thank you very much for your time. Laurie James, who is a crime analyst there, giving us some insight into the past 4 weeks. Well, the trial will resume again on Friday when the defense starts with its experts.
Chriselda, thank you very much indeed. She's been following that story since the beginning, as she gets a couple of days off. And of course, a gun is at the center of this particular story. And actually, your story is about guns and crime too.